All right, so we are going to call the meeting to order. This is the Town of Long Beach Advisory Board of Zoning Appeals regular meeting Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. It is 7 p.m. and this is a Zoom video conference and everyone is connected via Zoom. No one is in person. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being here, the members, the petitioners, and members of the public. The Town of Long Beach's zoning code imposes restrictions determined by the Town Council to be necessary to protect the interests of the community as a whole. The Board of Zoning Appeals is a quasi-judicial body that provides a forum through which property owners can seek relief from the strict requirements of the zoning code or from a decision by certain Long Beach officials charged with enforcing the zoning code. It is the role of the BZA to perform the public function of protecting the public interest while facilitating improvements and investments in a manner that is consistent with the intent of the zoning code. The decisions of the BZA are with respect to the laws and ordinances in place. As a quasi-judicial body, the BZA operates more like a court than a legislative body. And with that, I will turn over to our secretary, Meg Collins, and ask her to call the roll.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
Go ahead, Meg.
Chairman Michael Gorman,
Here.
Rich Jersich. Is absent.
Rich is absent. He let me know he would not be here.
Meg Canier,
Here.
Barb Morgan,
Here.
Doug Wickstrom,
Here.
BZA Counsel Chris Willoughby,
Here.
BZA Secretary Meg Collins, I am here. Building Commission Representative Bob LeMay.
Here.
That concludes roll.
Okay, thank you, Meg. With that, we have a quorum, so we shall proceed. Please all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll take the honor at this first all Zoom conference of leading the pledge. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, one nation, indivisible for all. Okay, moving on, we have the approval of minutes. We have the November 10, 2020 regular meeting minutes, which have been provided to the members of the BZA. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes?
I approve those minutes.
All right, motion by Ms. Morgan, second.
Second.
Second by Doug Wickstrom. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It looks like it's unanimous. All opposed? Anyone opposed? Hearing none. So that motion passes. Those minutes are approved. There's no old business, no new business. We have no preliminary hearings. We have one public hearing on the agenda. So we will move on to that public hearing. This is Bill and Karen Loftus, 2600 Hermoine Trail. Developmental standard variance petition requesting a variance from the requirements of number 1, section 154.057, which is the schedule of district regulations concerning side and rear setbacks. And number 2, section 154.134 concerning volume and footprint. Petitioner is requesting to demolish and reconstruct an accessory structure with a second-story addition. Preliminary hearings took place on September 8th and October 13th. The public hearing was opened on November 10th and it was continued to today's meeting on December 8th. So with that, we will turn to today's public hearing. And as we made clear at the last meeting, we will pick up the public hearing at the point at which it was left. And actually that meeting was continued at the point of my calling for motions by any board members. But given that we've had a month to consider this matter since the last meeting, I'll back up an instant here and open this up to board discussion. If any board member has any comments, we'll all listen to that at this point, and after that, then I will call for motion. So I'll turn to the board. Does anyone care to make any comments about this public hearing?
No.
Okay, hearing none, then I will turn to the board and say I will entertain a motion to approve the variance, deny the variance, or to continue this public hearing. Do I hear any motions?
I'll make a motion to deny it.
Okay, we have a motion by Doug Wickstrom to deny. Doug, you have findings and decisions, I trust?
I do.
Or do you want to read those for us?
Yes. You want me to read this in the entirety?
Yes, please.
Okay. The request, petitioners request development standard variances for the purpose of demolishing an existing accessory structure and replacing it with a new structure that includes a second story. Contemplated project will involve the alteration and improvement of a non-conforming residential dwelling or structure, resulting in an increase in increases in the volume of 4,909 cubic feet and shadow of 6 square feet, as well as expanding rear and side setback encroachments, all of which is generally impermissible under the sections 154.134 and 154.057, as well as Schedule A of the town's zoning code. Public hearings were held on November 10th, 2020, and was continued to December 8th of 2020. The Long Beach Advisory Board of Zoning Appeals, BZA, after giving due consideration to the petitioner's petition for standard development variance, supporting documents, testimony, and evidence presented during the public hearing on the subject petition, other materials presented to the BZA that are part of the public record, and the legal requirements set forth under the Indiana and Long Beach codes, the BZA now makes the following findings. Number one, the approval of the requested development standard variances from the town's general restriction against setback encroachments or permitting the alteration of the petitioner's non-conforming residential building or other accessory non-conforming structure that improves livability or usability, but also increases the size of the first floor area or footprint and or volume of the building will be injurious to the public health, safety, and morals and general welfare because the contemplated project will not be constructed in compliance with applicable provisions of the town's building code based on submitted plans. Specifically, the contemplated accessory structure would, among other things, exceed height restrictions for accessory structures in a residential district, resulting in a legally non-compliant structure. Number two, the use and value of the area adjacent to the property, subject to the requested development standard variance, will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner because the project involves updating and improving the property while maintaining, and it will be compatible with the character of the immediate neighborhood. Number three, the strict application of the Long Beach zoning code will not result in practical difficulties in the use of the subject property for which the development standard variances are sought. Petitioners have viable and economically feasible options available to them for the use and enjoyment of their property, including but not limited to submitting plans that comply with the requirements of the code, as well as rehabbing or rebuilding the current accessory structure. Any issues with regard to practical difficulties in the use of the property would be created by the petitioners, which is not a valid legal basis for relief from the requirements of the code. Number four, the BZA notes that petitioners made certain representations to the BZA regarding their intended uses for the proposed additional space above the contemplated structure. And as a result, the BZA is mindful of potential issues related to the legality of the proposed plans and potential uses. Specifically, the record reflects references to potential uses that could trigger the applicability of code sections 154.046A, one dwelling on a zoning lot, 154.046D, home occupations, and 154.049C, prohibitions against businesses in a residential district. Furthermore, and based on the plans submitted by the petitioners, the height of the proposed accessory structures exceeds the allowable height as provided under section 154.052C. However, petitioners have not requested relief from the requirements of the code pertaining to uses, and therefore the BZA need not make any determinations with regard to such uses at this time. Based on the foregoing findings, as well as due regard for the requirements of both state and local laws, it is the decision of the BZA to deny the requested standard development variances.
Okay, do I hear a second for Doug's motion?
I second the motion.
Okay, Barbara Morgan, thank you. All right, is there any discussion regarding the motion that's on the table? Hearing none, I will call for a vote. Be mindful that a vote to approve or deny variance requires a majority vote by the members then in office. There are 5 members, so this would require a vote, a positive vote either way for 3 members. There are 4 voting today, so 3 must vote either to approve, to deny this variance, or to otherwise to vote against it. So Meg Collins, would you please call the roll?
Meg Canier. This would be responding whether you are denying, so yes or no if you are denying the petition.
Deny.
Okay. Barb Morgan.
Deny.
Doug Wickstrom.
I vote to deny.
Mike Gorman.
I vote to deny. That's the vote of 4-0. So the petition for variances is denied. The Loftuses will receive a copy of this finding and decisions. So I thank the Loftuses for all of their efforts in coming before us, and I wish you well in whatever course you decide to proceed on. So that concludes today's meeting. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I hear the voice, I see the hand. So Meg Canier, motion to adjourn, second.
Second.
Second by Doug Wickstrom. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Meeting is adjourned 7:13 p.m. Thank you all for attending. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.